Getting Answers, a Maternal Investigation. First lead. I talked to a guy named Max at Liquid Library. He was nice enough, British, didn't have any beer available. I had a whiskey and remembered why I don't drink often. Anyway, he gave me the name Sheila, said she had a bar up north. Unfortunately, I forgot what it was called, and I have no idea where it's at. Was it Coochie? Coochers? He gave another name too. I just really don't remember. I have to admit, I've been putting off trying to find her. Because of Dad. Because of nerves. Being here is just too real. Sheila, you don't know me, but I'm looking for some answers and was given your name and told you own coochies. I don't know if that's what it's actually called. I have a bad memory. I need to start taking notes. Anyway, it's at the Yellow Jack. I forgot the name of the Yellow Jack as well, but then I was passing it in my tow truck and suddenly remembered. Anyway, you may or may not have the answers I need. Please let me know if you ever knew a Thaddeus Donkersloot. He went by Deus and Sloot and the Donk, depending on who you were. He would have been in Los Santos about 27 to 29 years ago. Thanks regardless. Tad. Phone number. Missing. You have always been there, a figment entangled in my head, my hair, my 1,000-yard stare. And did you even care? Would you toss me in the bin? Did you even search as far as anywhere? If you think about me, can you see my face? Or like you to me, is there nothing there to see? This void a mystery that may soon be replaced within the volumes of our lost history. No answers to questions I don't know how to ask. No clues, no directions, no checklist for this task. No guarantee that I will even like who I find. Just hope of your affection for me to leave behind. Tad. Tessa put me in contact with a few steps forward. Tessa put me in contact with Sheila's husband, Kirk. Kirk gave me Sheila's number. From the sounds of it, if she is my mother, I can guess why my father left and didn't tell me about her. She apparently doesn't really like her kid, Jim, and wants nothing to do with him. Hey, but maybe I get a brother out of it. I've never had one of those. I'm still torn about whether or not I even want a relationship with my mom if I find her. I suppose I'll leave it up to her. Or maybe him. The thought has crossed my mind that transness might run in the family. I feel like Dad wouldn't have been able to hide that from me when I came out to him, though. As far as Tessa goes, I can't figure out why I'm so enamored with her, aside from the fact that during my one experience with her, she was cool. This is sort of how Tommy acted with me throughout junior high and into our relationship. Do I have a crush? Is this what it feels like? I've had to stop myself from calling her. She said in one text that she was busy. Is she still busy? Probably best if I assume she is. Let the mystery be on that one. Ben never called. Wonder if he even had a chance to wake up today. Maybe tomorrow. I just keep towing. Making money so I can eventually get a car. I probably don't even want it, but sort of need if I want to do anything with anyone. Everyone already has friends though. Except there was this guy at the tow yard who wanted to join my tow group. I didn't trust him. For one thing, he was holding a gun. Not pointing it or anything, just holding it like he was going to give it to me or something. So this guy's either going to rob me or shoot me or get me arrested at some point. Or he's just incompetent and will slow me down while I work on my cursed truck. Plus, man, I just didn't like him. I don't usually snip at people who start with the yuck yuck tadpole deal. I've dealt with him my entire life, but I just let him have it. Let him know that he was hitting me in the emotional gut. Truthfully, it's just like he poked my belly button, which is annoying but won't make or break my day. I acted like I might kill him for it. For just annoying me? That's a first. Was pushy though. Then later I killed 2 locals. Sliced them in the guts. did not feel right. Felt like wasted energy, even though they started it. I got a letter from Greg today. Scared to open it. Just left it in my apartment in the fridge, putting everything on ice. Didn't even wait for my dad's body to get cold before I was on the road to disobey his lucid wishes. I should leave this alone, but I can't. What do I do if it's not Sheila? It's too quick and easy if it is. A lot of waiting. Just a lot of waiting. Thought I'd be doing more. Thought I'd find purpose other than filling a void that may not even be there. A curiosity. When I find her, will it be a relief? Or will I understand the one thing my father kept from me? It sounds so small. The one thing he kept from me. Pretty big thing, Dad. Let me teach you to tie your shoes again because you stayed in bed sick yesterday. What happened to my mom? The bunny goes around the tree first. I do miss having someone around who depends on me. Without it, I'm sort of finding it difficult to find the motivation to take care of myself. I don't know how to act. I used to understand who I was, but I'm not that anymore. That's about all I know. I'm not sure what my life actually is. I keep waking up before dawn and realizing there are no animals here to feed. I still get paranoid when I'm high, and I start thinking about gruesome killings. Gruesome things. Killing people for no other reason than I need to take them out before they get me. Dismember, burn, bury. Luckily, I was still aware enough last night because I'd only had the one joint. I understood what was happening, and I didn't act on it. Good thing. Outnumbered. I let paranoia pass, and then I was just silly high, which I enjoyed. Worth it? Probably not. I think my therapist tried to get me hurt by the mechanic. Then he disappeared so he wouldn't have to see the outcome. Or, in case I tattled, when I did tattle, he was not a great therapist. Luckily, the session was free. There won't be a second. Maybe I should find a different therapist at the hospital. I've been having dreams that night. The first time I handled things myself. I wake up feeling the blood sticky on my hands, unable to breathe, the smell of burning gasoline in the air, the heat on my back as I walked away, my ears ringing. Fades into my room in quiet except for my own breathing. Dad's death was quiet. I held his hand while he begged me for it. His last words that it was time for me to live my own life, and that he loved me. And that ending it wasn't wrong because it's what he wanted. And I refused. Until he asked me one more time where my mother was. Now that I wrote this, I feel like maybe I should erase it. Nobody's meant to know. But it feels so good to write. Sort of. In a roundabout way. No need to be blatant about it. I still have Greg's letter in the fridge. Still lonely most of the time, so I'm going to leave it there for the time being. I will not let this move be a waste of my time. Dad had to know what I was going to do the more I think about it. Live my own life. What sort of life did I know besides farming and taking care of him? I couldn't even love the people who loved me in the way they wanted. Aside from him and Grandma, what's my life going to be? All my friends and family are far away. Everything I've done to survive in the past means nothing here. It's nothing. I'm learning though. Once I feel like I'm settled and unlikely to run back with my tail between my legs, that's when I'll open it. Hope Greg hasn't sold off Bertha Jr. Feels so strange giving up the responsibility. It was half burden, half comfort. I always knew what I was good for. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Grandma, I almost forgot it's your birthday today, but I didn't. Ha, take that. I've still remembered every one of your birthdays. 419. I know you always felt bad about the 2 of mine you missed, but think of it this way. You gave me a chance to beat you at something. You know, I'm not religious, but you were. So I hope Dad is with you wherever you are. Heaven, hell, and I hope you're not too upset with me for giving in to him and myself. Everything was weighing on me. I'd already said goodbye to him 3 times in a year. He was tired, too. You know that. He hated feeling like a burden more than anything. He always called it a necessary evil. Either he's a burden because we have to reteach him, or he's a burden because he's not pulling his weight. You know which he preferred. I know you don't like Greg and didn't want him taking the farm over, but I like him. He's not as lazy as he was when we were kids. He's a good guy now. I think he'll do fine. I can't go visit Grandpa's grave for you this year, but I'm writing this at a cemetery. Sort of a nod to your wishes. You probably found out he didn't care either way. You're probably hanging out with him and Dad and giggling at me because I'm still writing you a letter every year. TJ, just being a dumbass like always. I'll keep writing because I like the idea of you giggling at me, slapping me on the shoulder with your work gloves, shaking your head. I was reminded today of my obsession with The Gambler when I was a kid. I listened to it for the first time in a decade today. It made me cry. I don't think I realized what it was about when I drove you nuts with it. It reminds me of my heart-to-hearts with Dad. I've been thinking a lot since Dad died. Probably too much. I just don't have anything to distract me. I keep trying to go to these events they put on, but everyone always has a group. I used to be in one of those whenever I could find the time to get away from the farm. Remember how Marcus would always come over and make me rush my chores just so we could go to the roller skating rink and he could hit on Stacy? You said he always talked to you like Eddie Haskell, whoever that was. All I know is you knew he was full of shit, and he was. I think I did a pretty good job of not giving in and cutting corners, though. Most of the time, I was a teenager. Leave me alone, so I left some things for the following morning. I've been trying to be more like Dad, more empathetic, more observant, more aware of my emotions. I feel like a little shit, though. Turd that just won't flush. A floater, you called it. Don't be a floater, JR. It's Junior. I thought it was going to be TJ. Let me start over. A floater, you called it. Don't be a floater, Junior. Do what you're here for and flush. Grandma, what if I don't have anywhere to go once I'm flushed? Happy birthday. Love you, TJ. I was gonna go fishing with Saini today, but they didn't feel very good. Probably okay. Keeps raining. I know Grandma liked to fish on a light rain, but it never seemed all that enjoyable to me when she came in the house complaining about being cold and wet and nothing biting. I was looking forward to it, but also not. I haven't fished since I was a kid because I felt bad for the worm and for the fish. I couldn't get over it. I can't imagine I'll like that part of it now any more than I did then. Maybe as an adult, I can sort of ignore my discomfort with that in order to spend some time with a new person. I don't know if Saini and I are friends yet. We're friendly acquaintances. She helped me out when I first arrived, but we really haven't hung out outside of that. Most days, she serves me my food at the stall. Maybe we'll be friends, but I'm not sure. I don't really get anything from her other than her helpful nature. I have no idea if I should tell her about my aversion to fishing or not. I told myself that I would try new things. It's not exactly new. I guess I definitely wouldn't hunt if she asked me to do that. If she has to do that with me. Fishing don't feel all that different. Beetle in the box, man. I'm scared I'll snap on her. I look forward to receiving communications from CR. I've done some soul searching here. I don't think it's in the least bit romantic. I don't know that I actually understand her, but I feel like I do. Almost like we're the same person who went down different paths. That just sounds like something a weirdo. That just feels like something a weirdo would claim. That almost like we're the same person who went down different paths. That just sounds like something a weirdo would claim about a stranger. If I continue to stay cautious about potential boundaries, hopefully that will progress into something positive rather than negative. She won't bolt when I approach. It's possible our intentions are similar. An unconventional way to make a friend, a confidant, an understanding. Someone to tell my secrets to. Maybe. So I won't feel alone. I'll feel it out. On a totally different note, I'm feeling more controlled today. More able to deal with my emotions. So I'll cry on this mountain I'm almost died climbing. I'll let it out. I'll talk to Dad watching from the stars rather than ignoring his voice in my head. I don't believe he's in the stars. He's in the ground. But perhaps this is how people catch faith in something. They need it. Chilly. I took the letter out of the fridge. The pull of a little bit of home was just too strong. I don't think I care to look for her anymore. I thought I'd feel more upset for me, but I mostly feel defeated for him. Numb. I'd rather not find her unless it's her grave. She doesn't deserve a chance to meet the person he raised without her. I don't know that I'm all that special, but I know I turned out better than she did. I don't know yet if I want to go home. What will be there? Just the memories I ran away from. He kept the poem. He didn't deserve what life gave him. I'll just look for her grave and decide what to do if I don't find it, day by day. And if she doesn't have one yet, I'll make one for her. Goodbye. Saw Tessa at the gas station as I was gassing up while thinking of driving to the airport. If I leave, it'll be the last time I see her. We barely got to say hi. I don't know if there's enough there yet to say I have someone here to anchor me. Just curiosity, interest, intrigue. From her? Distance, walls, suspicion, maybe. All warranted. We haven't technically met. We're still sniffing around for familiarities, but she's engaging. She's standing at the distance trying to figure out if I'm safe. She reminds me of Doe. So that's how I think of her now. I didn't need to leave home after all. Who needs a mother who loves them? A hurt child? I have bigger problems than skin knees. I'm a grown-ass adult. Is it bad if I say the only thing keeping me here right now is my pride? No, Greg and Jenny, I don't care that my mom is an asshole. I don't care about how she treated my dad and what she thought of her infant child. I came here for a reason, right? Maybe I can still find out what runs in the family, though. Maybe she can still help explain my past, even if I don't care to know her. Maybe she can learn what kind of animal she helped make. Am I sticking around for the doe who will never let me approach? Or am I sticking around to finish the job on the hunters?
Okay, yeah. Hi.
Hey, Saini.
How's it going?
Whenever you're ready, I'll be in the area.
Okay, I am kind of ready. I will just put everything away.
All right.
And we can go. Oh, orders. Fine. Put everything away so I can talk. Tab here. Yeah, do that.
So much trouble hearing people in the taco stand right now.
Oh yeah, we should definitely try
I don't know why.
get that.
But she's not listing herself as on the London list. I'm like,
She isn't? Okay, but we'll, you know, we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye. Oh. What?
Yeah, I don't think Jasper and EJ are gonna, because EJ doesn't like him, so Jasper probably won't. So I figured I don't, so I figured.
I mean, like, I just don't use them, you know, just like,
Okay, well.
yeah.
Alright. Well, okay. I'll be back later.
Okay. I
Bye.
hope you and Ted have a good time.
Yeah. Okay. Where
Hopefully.
where are we headed?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Really?
Well,
Good.
let's go to my car.
Okay.
Start with that.
Yeah, I had the most trouble hearing people in the stalls lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I'm outside of the stall, I just.
Hello.
Out of there.
All right.
Shit. That's my favorite customer.
Do you want to go back and handle them?
No.
Okay.
No.
Was that a facetious favorite customer or an actual favorite
No,
customer?
no, 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 no. No, no, no. I actually like him.
Well, that's good. It's
Yeah.
good to like people.
Yep. Okay, this is my car over here. Hop on in. Okay.
Yeah,
One
I don't.
sec.
I've been exploring and I found some scenic places, but I don't know all of them yet. So, your shot.
Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. I have to ask a quick message here. All right. So, my question here is, do you wanna, like, oh yeah, it was the favorite spot. Okay, so, let me think. I don't know about favorite spot, but.
Well, now you gotta think of one. You know, gives you a little mind exercise.
Yeah,
What,
I mean,
what place
it
do you like
depends.
the most? You know.
So
that-
do you want it to be like a secluded place or just because if we're talking like just places to be at, Liquid Library is sure up there, but it's not like a secluded place, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be secluded. It
Okay,
can be.
well
It
then-
doesn't have to be.
All right. Well, then I think we'll go there because I also, you know, the cigar lounge is pretty good. If the weather is nice, then the patio is great.
Alrighty.
And I mean, the library itself is gorgeous, but
Yeah, I've been there. I've been in there once. I talked to Max once
yeah,
when I was in there.
yeah. I mean, sorry, to come back to, I just got so flustered when my favorite customer, appeared.
Yeah.
But you were talking about the, having issues hearing people in the stalls. I had a little bit of that today as well. So you're
Yeah,
not alone.
it's been just the past few days. I think I mentioned it to you
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time it happened.
Yeah?
And then it's just been on and off since then. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's weird. Okay. Let me just stop by here real quick to buy some smokes.
All right.
Oh god, that's a wall.
It's a payphone.
It is a payphone indeed. Well, close enough. Enough, I guess. Oh my god, that is a wall. Okay,
Hope you're
perfect
not
parking.
trying
Whatever.
to impress me with your parking.
Nope, not at all.
I like that she's worse than I am.
Well, now I broke my windshield. Things
It's all
are
right. You
going
know,
great.
one of my taillights is out, and I keep fixing my car, and as soon as I start driving it, it just breaks again. So
Yeah, it's great. It's great fun, isn't it?
yeah, well,
Look, now it's
what can you
better
do?
parking. All right. Okay, what are we feeling?
Yeah.
Cigar lounge or patio? The weather is pretty nice outside, so there's
Go to the
that.
patio then.
Yeah. We want to look out at the mountain or the city?
Well,
I can barely see the city from here, though.
let's choose the mountain then. Mountain's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I mean, I bet if we go up there, we'll probably see more.
Yeah.
Let's try. Well.
I don't like how Sue Murray is pointing at me.
No, she's Yeah, I feel a little comfortable as well. See this side. Is it better? Well,
You
kinda.
know that this mountain. This
Yep.
mountain.
It's better.
Well, it means something to me. It's important
Does
to
it?
me. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
more what's behind the mountain, but you know.
Behind the mountain? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the mountain then. And we, can hop down the ladder. Oh, God.
You all right?
Yeah. I didn't want to twist an ankle. All right. You mind if I smoke?
Go for it.
Okay.
Now that kid's shoes are weird, but
Yeah, don't look at them.
well,
Don't look at them. Yeah.
yeah, look kind of like this. There we go. Now just looking at some junk.
Yeah. All right.
So, what do you like to do in the city when you're not working, Saini? Or are
Oh,
you
that is
always
such a
working?
good question. I am pretty much always working. I've had like 2 adventures the last 2 days. Not work related. Well, yesterday I went to a music event. That was fun. And we also went biking up Mount Chiliad, and 3 out of 4 of us ended up falling down the mountain. So,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
dangerous
tried
time.
to drive up Mount Gordo
Oh, how
last
did that
week.
go?
Well, my car decided to be in the ocean for the rest of the day, so
Oh, well,
oops.
yeah, I guess you could say that.
But I'm glad those local tow trucks decided they could pick it up because I wouldn't do it mine.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I mean, I'm a really bad person to ask that because I occupy myself a lot with work, and you know, when I'm not working, I'm I'm probably just talking to people. So stuff like this, you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, whenever there's like a concert or stuff like that, I like to try and go.
Yeah. I went to the Windsong Ladies concert
Oh,
with Buttons. Uh, I took him up on a free
uh-huh.
therapy session, and then he took me to the concert, and someone gave me a joint, and I hated it.
But you hated it?
Well,
Uh-oh.
I'm not a big fan of my mind being altered.
Mm-hmm.
And
I get that.
I haven't had pot since I was like high school, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a little after high school, but no, I didn't like it. Have you ever seen the video David after the dentist? David after dentist.
I
Something like that.
think so, yeah.
It was
Isn't
like
it like
really
a super
long time
creepy?
ago.
Yeah.
Well, it was like this kid just like super high after the dentist.
Yeah.
In like the last little part of it, he's like, "Is this? I feel like this is never gonna end. Is this never?" that's pretty much how
Yeah.
I feel
Oh boy.
when I get high.
Yeah.
It's just never gonna end.
Yeah. I got handed a joint yesterday at the concert, and it actually came in handy because when I fell off the mountain, I was the first one to go. So I fell off the mountain, and somehow I tumbled down and I fell like in a weird butt crack of the mountain. Like there was just like a crack between some rocks, and I fell down there, and I was, you know, I was bruised for
Crevasse.
sure. Crevasse, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, you should have seen it. I felt like I was, okay, yeah, let's forget about that analogy. But for some reason, yeah, I was okay. And
That's good.
yeah. So then I remembered I have this joint on me, and smoking the joint right now when I'm standing here, and I don't think I will ever be able to get out of here without taking another tumble. It was perfect because it made all the pain so much, you know, more tolerable.
Yeah.
Everything was just pretty lovely, and yeah. I mean, my tolerance isn't what it used to be,
Yeah.
I guess. So
I
I
just get
might have.
mighty paranoid. I get paranoid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have to wait for the wave of paranoia to kind of
Yeah.
go away before I can actually enjoy it. And
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe that's not worth it for that little bit of pleasure, you know?
Oh yeah, no. I guess it's also like a, for me, it's always been like a strain question, I guess, or type, you know, whatever. There's some weed that definitely makes me super paranoid, but others
Yeah.
not at all.
Maybe it was like ditchweed.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah.
I never actually bought any weed. It's always been
Mm-hmm.
given to me by
Handed to you.
someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can't
I get that.
imagine that if it was like super expensive strain that was like really good that they'd just
Mm-hmm.
hand it to me. So
That's also true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just some
not unless they were
random
trying to
shit.
sell me something and nobody ever asked if I
True.
wanted any more, you know that. So
Yeah. Poor marketing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I've been looking every once in a while for events. It takes me a while to get through Twitter, because
Yeah.
I have to read things. So it's twatter.
Yep,
I have
that
to,
one. Yep.
I have to read things out loud,
Mhm.
or I can't process them. So
It takes
it's
a little bit.
it's a thing. So I have to like sit in my car and read it out loud, and then everyone retweets the same thing.
Yeah.
Retweets, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean there are not like yeah events. There are some, but it's also I don't know.
There's just not
They
a lot going on, or they're very
sporadic.
group
That as
specific
well. Yeah.
events. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also like you often might figure out that there's an event happening like right now
Yeah.
or 5 minutes ago, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of already a little late, especially if you want to plan something.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
suppose in a city like this, it's probably easier to throw an event if it's just like sporadic, like or like on the like right now. You know, you wake
Yeah.
up and you decide, hey, I want to throw an event, and you give yourself an hour to plan it and get it all set up, and then invite
That
people.
might be. Yeah. I don't know. It's super tricky to get people to move in general. Like it's the events that the people tend to go to, there's a lot of marketing that goes behind them, and usually people kind of market them for a long time as well. And they're usually something else, like not just a concert or
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. But it's tricky to get people to move.
Yeah, and I also imagine, even if someone's looking forward to it, it just kind of, there are some days where I just can't get myself to wake up. So,
Yep, 100%.
even if I really wanted to do something that day, and just,
Yes.
it
Yeah,
just isn't
it's tricky
happening.
sometimes. Yep. Yeah, that was me today. I had such a hard time getting out of bed. It is crazy.
Well, I'm glad you made it. You know?
Yeah, it took me a while, but here we are. So you said something about not what was it? Not going hunting or fishing? Fishing it
Yeah.
was? Yeah. Okay.
So, when I was a kid,
Mhm.
I had a lot of trouble. I was behind my peers when it came to
Mhm.
learning things that life just teaches you, like
Mhm.
empathy, for example.
Right.
And my dad noticed, and he taught me empathy. But how he did it on the farm was with animals.
Mhm.
So I learned my empathy through animals. My grandma took me fishing once, and I cried when I had to put the worm on the hook because I cried for the
Mhm.
worm, and then I cried when I pulled that bluegill up because he had a hook in his face, and then he also couldn't breathe. And then I cried all the way home when she took me home and said she was never going to take me fishing again. And it's just kind of like that's kind of my thought on animals. I don't like being the cause of their distress. I don't like seeing them in distress.
That
I'd
is
say
so
I
fair.
feel more for animals than I do for humans most times. So,
Mhm.
but it's just
I respect that.
you know, it's just something in how I was raised. Now I did eventually learn the empathy. I was just behind.
Mhm.
Most
Yeah.
kids don't have it when they start. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer that.
I don't think it's important, but I will humor them. Hello? Hi. Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Something else, okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me call you back when I'm free. Okay, bye. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Some people would argue that fish don't feel pain.
Yeah, I
And
don't believe
neither
that.
do worms, but we have no way of knowing, do we? Because they don't tell us. And it's
Mhm.
kind of like there's an old experiment called Beetle in the Box. Do you know that one?
I think I've heard of that, yeah, but refresh my memory.
Well, you can give a person a box and tell them to imagine a beetle inside of it, and give another person a box and tell them to do the same thing. Now, their beetle's never going to be the same. They're never. No two people are going to think of the same beetle. You know, it's going to be different color, different shape. It's going to be bigger or smaller. It's going to be scary or cute. You know, it's always going to be different because we all have different languages in our head, and that's a private language, you know. And so pain is kind of the same way. My idea of pain and your idea of pain are two different things, you know. We feel it differently, and we have no way of explaining it to the other person, because as soon as we bring out our descriptive words, that person is going to think of what they think of when they think of that word, not what you think of. So I can describe the sky is blue, even though it's kind of gray right now.
Yeah, true.
But my blue and your blue are different. You know, my pain and your pain are
Yeah.
different. My beetle and your beetle are different.
Mm-hmm.
And so, in that way, it kind of makes you feel lonely, but except that everyone's like that. So you
Yeah.
have that in common with everyone, but also it's something that you can never have in common. Kind of a paradox.
It is pretty interesting, yeah. It is what makes us unique, but also we share that predicament. I don't know if it's a predicament, but you know, trait, I guess.
Yeah, it's a translation problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's something that if you learn another language or if you speak more than like multiple languages, you kind of I think innately figure that out as well. How words
Yeah.
don't mean the same thing for different people.
Well, just cultural context alone, you know.
That as well, yeah.
Like you can tell me a phrase in a different language, and you can even tell me what it means, but I may not
Mm-hmm.
understand it still. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's so
yeah.
true.
So that's why I don't go hunting or fishing. It's not so much I always feel a little like, you know, I should. I'm from a place where everyone does, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. It's kind of weird to still have the feelings you had when you were a kid about things, you know.
Is it though?
Well, I think a lot of things you grow out of, and I think that's a thing. My aversion to fishing in that particular at that particular time, I feel like it's something I should have grown out of, but I never did. And I kept thinking about it. I've gone to the fishing spot a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I even bought a rod once, and then I just can't do it. So you
Yeah.
know, didn't
Yeah.
want you to take me all the way there for me to go. Nope, can't do it.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I appreciate that. And I think it's interesting how let me think about how to phrase this. Yeah, it's interesting how you say, you know, you feel like you should have maybe grown out of that. And that is something so interesting to me because that's like a societal norm, right?
Yeah.
Is it good? No. Like, if you think about it, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in the world that is still a societal norm. And you might be actually a better person for, you know, hold, well, I don't want to say holding on to, but never growing out of that.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just fucked up.
Well, I think everyone is fucked up, even if they.
Well, that's also
I'm
true.
fucked up. You know, I don't
Yeah,
think.
me too.
I don't think I'm any less fucked up because of that. I'm just maybe not fucked up because of
that
that.
regard.
You know, that
Mhm,
particular
mhm.
thing isn't fucked up
Yep.
about me.
Yep. You're so right.
But yeah, so that's the answer there. It was too much
Okay.
for text. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean it's fair, and it's as I said, like this is hunting, fishing, whatever it is. You know, it's a pastime, but I think it's kind of something to do while you're talking to people. And
yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily like, the main attraction.
yeah, that almost makes it worse though, because
I know, doesn't it?
if you're
Like it's
doing
just something.
if you're doing something like that and it's for a purpose, like you're feeding yourself or your family. I eat
Yes.
meat. I know that is that an animal has to go into distress for me to be able to eat meat. You know, um,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just a hypocrisy I have to live within myself. You know,
Yeah.
um, I just don't understand when people decide, I want a trophy, or I'm just gonna do this for something to do, and ignore the pain that's there. Uh,
Yeah.
but I suppose
That is so fair.
I've done that in ways too. There's other kinds of pain other than the physical pain you're putting an animal
Mm-hmm.
through when you're doing those things. But
Yeah.
um,
And I think that's also something that I kind of have to remind myself sometimes of that this before coming to this city, I've held a gun before, but I've never like I didn't ever shoot a gun before I came here. And that's something that it just feels so normal to me now. Everybody has a gun.
yeah,
Like if you
I don't
don't
have
have
a
a
gun.
gun, yeah, I think everybody except people who are civilians have guns. And even some
Yeah,
civilians do. Um I mean, I've used my pistol that I got, to defend myself against mountain lion. But that's it. That,
yeah,
that's all. But still, like it's just so normal that I forget that it's actually shooting is terrifying,
yeah.
and you shouldn't be doing that, right?
It's loud and jolting, and
It is. And still, every time I hear shots fired outside of the food court, nowadays, instead of flinching, I say, "Oh, fireworks."
just go on with your day. You
Yeah,
just become used to it.
yeah, and isn't that fucked up?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's one thing we had like a little bit of timber on our land
Mm-hmm.
back behind our house, and we always had hunters asking for permission to go back there and hunt, because it was good, because there was like a little creek that went through it. You could get up in a tree, see the deer drinking from the creek, and we wouldn't let him. And at first, my grandma wouldn't let him, even before I was there. She wouldn't let him because they would spook the livestock, because
Yeah.
the animals hear that loud noise and all they think is danger, and they
Yep.
get riled up. Even if you're not shooting at them, just the shock, the jolt of the loud noise, you know.
Yeah, it's something out of the ordinary. It's
And
alarming.
then I came along, and not only did she not want me accidentally getting shot because I like to play in that timber, but she knew I wasn't good with that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
no
So,
hunters here.
yeah. So how's it been for you, like being here?
With the shooting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess I'm sort of unfazed by people shooting people, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. I don't like having a
Yeah.
gun in my face,
Yeah.
but I just kind of, keep my distance when I see something going on, and that's about it. But I like to I spend a lot of time up north of the city. I get less
Mm-hmm.
headaches up there, but also
Yeah.
just I guess fewer people I have to be wary of. You know, you start
Yeah.
a conversation here, and sometimes all that is just them trying to take advantage of you or getting offended by a little thing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but the mo the main thing I have trouble getting used to here with the people is the fact that I don't already know all of them. You know,
Yeah.
because I grew up in a small town. I don't remember meeting a lot of people. I already
Yeah,
knew
they
them.
just were there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from before my memory started, they were just there already. Um, so it's weird to me. I feel like not to go back to the fishing, but I feel like a fish out of water a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, that's I'm working through it. I'll find my feet and keep going. And
Yeah.
you know, I I'm still looking for my purpose here, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll figure it out. I came here with 3 things that I wanted to do, and one of them's kind of gone now. So I guess I still have the 2 others, but well, we'll see.
You wanna share those, or are they, you know,
Well,
for
well
you only?
I feel like I shared one, the
Yeah.
country
We
music
talk
thing,
that one you told about. Yeah.
but yeah, I haven't gone to try to learn to sing or learn to play guitar or anything. I just been writing
Mm-hmm.
lyrics. That's about all I've
Hmm.
done with that. But that's more than I did at home. So I guess a lot of them they kind of seem more like poetry than lyrics right now. But I
Mm-hmm.
read a lot of poetry to my dad when probably junior high. I was in junior high. We were going through
Okay.
our poetry thing. So I guess that's what it's gonna be like. Little
Mm-hmm.
poetry lyrics. Guess that's what lyrics are anyway.
Yeah.
But and then the
Have you
other
ever
one.
shared any of the lyrics that you've written with
Yeah,
anyone?
I showed Ben my song about looking for my mom. Um,
Okay.
I might have a notebook just a second. I've edited it since then. I can read it to you.
Oh.
I can't sing it to you, but I can read it to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's called
Would love to hear.
Missing. You've always been there, a figment entangled in my head, my hair, my 1,000-yard stare. And did you even care? Would you toss me in the bin? Did you even search as far as anywhere? If you think about me, can you even see my face? Or like you to me, is there nothing there to see? This void a mystery that may soon be replaced within the volumes of our lost history. No answers to questions I don't know how to ask. No clues, no directions, no checklist for this task. No guarantee that I will even like who I find. Just hope of your affection for me to leave behind. That's what I have for that one.
That is. Yeah. I think you have some talent there. Not
Oh,
gonna
thank
lie.
you.
Yeah.
It took a while. I'm still not happy with the meter on one of those little
Mm-hmm.
stanzas, but I suppose.
But I mean, it's a work in progress still, right?
Yeah, and if I find a singer or musician or songwriter who can I don't know, put the music to it. I may not even need to fit
Mhm.
that meter, you know? I just use fancy notes to fill it.
Yeah, true. Um, shit. Well, I mean, I do know someone who owns a record company, so
Well,
there's that. But
who's that?
I
Who's that?
well, I work for SecuroServe, which is an
Okay.
investment company, and one of the companies that is part of like our or under our umbrella is Revival Records, and
Okay.
the owners of SecuroServe are also the owners of that. So Junior
All right.
Huntley and
Oh,
uh-oh.
well, maybe we should go inside.
Yeah, I think so. I think better run in. Yeah. Better. Okay, let's hop in here.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean Johnny is a musician. He makes music himself. And but he's not around too much. Um However, Junior is. He's like the more active one of the two. And I don't know how um like the thing is it's always probably an easier an easier process if you if you're the full package yourself, you know, making the music and stuff. But I don't know anything about how people collaborate and stuff with music.
Yeah. I talked to Ben and I said, you know, I might just be a lyricist, which is fine. Just find someone else to sing it and play it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that also feels like giving up a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should
Yeah,
figure
I
it
mean,
out. I'll figure it out.
yeah. I mean, and it's I think singers are probably the easier ones to find. Um, because I've had people approach me about, hey, I'm a singer. I want to, you know, just borrow my voice to someone. And there's a bunch of talented people around who don't, yeah, who probably jump at an opportunity to do something like that. But I think it's the music part it's always hard
Yeah.
because you need a very specific skill set for that, I guess.
Yeah, almost like you have to learn music theory
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
it's
that
almost
stuff.
like you need
And
can't
how to
just,
play an instrument and or
all of
maybe a
that.
few instruments and
Yeah, usually that, yeah.
yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
And yeah, and even then, like one of my good buddies is a musician, but he mainly plays. He doesn't make music. So that's again like you can be a really good at playing, but making music it's its own beast.
Yeah. And it's very collaborative.
It is, yeah.
Which most people I think don't realize. I listen to a lot of like singer songwriters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to collaborate very much, but they do still kind of, because in order to be discovered as a singer songwriter, you have to know other singer songwriters who've already kind of made it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's still collaboration in that you have to find your people. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. But I mean, I guess like yeah, I would never tell you to stop pursuing that because if it's a passion, then it's worth it, right?
yeah,
It'll probably be hard, but
it gives me a reason for being here, at least.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
my mom thing kind of fell through, so
yeah.
I found out what happened. I didn't
You
need to
did?
leave Iowa to find out what happened.
Okay.
Now I don't know if I want to find her anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. But
Mm.
but the song stuff, the country music stuff, even
Mm-hmm.
if it's not country music, I like a lot of genres.
Yeah.
I just feel like everyone kind of hears my twang.
Yeah.
I think country, but like
Yeah.
I can turn the twang off. I'm from Southeast Iowa. I'm around a lot of
Mm.
people without twang all the time, but my grandma was from Alabama and she raised me, so I
There you
got a
go.
little bit. I got the twang.
Yeah. But I mean, it is charming.
Yeah, that's another reason I turn it off sometimes, because sometimes there are people you just don't want to charm, you know.
Yeah, that fair enough.
But,
Fair enough. But what about the other thing?
the third
Or
thing,
the third thing?
well, it's kind of what we're doing here. I have never had to make a friend since I was like in elementary school. Because, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, everyone just knew each other. So I feel
Yeah.
like I'm behind because I didn't leave my hometown. Like, we didn't leave. With my dad's condition, there wasn't. Leaving just wasn't an option. Not with the farm and not with his condition. And, like, so the only new people I ever met were people who moved into town, you know? And, I didn't much need to make friends with them because I already had friends. It's kind of an issue I'm running into here, you know.
Yeah.
Only now I'm the new kid, so
Yeah.
uh, I'm working through it. I'm working on it, but it's going a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that slowness comes from the only job I was able to do that first week was towing,
Yeah.
which is pretty solitary.
Yep.
But
It sure is.
and all those locals, you just leave on the side of the road, and they keep asking them if they want to ride somewhere, and they just ignore
They don't
me.
really care. Yeah. Yeah. They're not super sociable. They're kind of
Yeah,
assholes.
yeah. I left one lady there smoking, even though I heard a cougar in the area, and I saw the cougar in the
Yeah.
area, and I'm just like, well, okay. I don't know. She probably didn't make it. I don't know.
Probably not. But well, I bet you got her car anyway.
Yeah, I got the money for it. It was a
Yeah.
lot less than it should have been for that drive, but
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is. I feel like one of the things that I realized when I moved here was I moved here. It was a little after Christmas. No, New Year's, I mean. So it's not been that long, but you know, months at this point. And I mean, back then, I feel like the city was very quiet in general. Um, and it get a little better, but it's still so hard to even meet people.
yeah.
And I I kind of got like the blessing in disguise for me was the job that I took once I landed here, which was the surveys.
Yeah, the
Because
surveys.
yeah, because even if it was kind of mind-numbing to stand outside senior buns for hours on end and just wait for people to show up. In the beginning, I tried to go other places to find folk, but I very
No.
quickly realized
There's
that,
one.
you know,
There are two places that people in this city go
mm-hmm,
consistently, and that's
mm-hmm.
Senior Buns in the hospital.
Yeah, and the hospital is, you know, it's also kind of desolate at times. Um,
Yeah, and
uh,
also
and the
most people at
prison,
the
actually.
hospital are there uh,
Yeah,
for
they're hurt. They don't want to
they're
talk
hurt. They don't want
necessarily.
to talk. They're running from the law, maybe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if they are at Senior Buns, they need food. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they might have a little more time to stand and talk, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And the blessing in disguise for me was, well, I wasn't actually here to make friends. I wasn't here to like meet folk and get to know them. But slowly but surely, that's what happened. Because I was just stopping everyone and anyone, bothering them about stuff. Stupid questions. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich? Yes or no? Like,
Oh,
why do I care? I don't. But it's still like something that it was entertaining enough for the people
yeah,
that they started, knowing me. And I slowly found that you know, I got to a point where I actually have friends now.
yeah,
Um, Even if I didn't like that wasn't something I was necessarily looking for.
yeah. What were you
But
looking for, if you don't mind my
um,
asking?
well, I think I was, or I know, I was just, I just needed to, I just needed a place to be where I was a nobody. Nobody knew me.
Yeah,
Nobody,
little escape.
yeah, not even a little, but a lot of an kind of a big escape.
A big escape.
Kind of, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't, I didn't kill anyone. I wasn't like running from the law or anything, but I guess, well, what before I moved here, I back home in Finland, I worked as a reporter for 15, almost 20 years. And you know, I was like a semi-known face, I would say. Someone who was kind of established. So when
yeah.
you make
Like
a
if you're
mistake,
walking down the street, people you don't know might know who you are. That kind of.
yes, and they might not necessarily know why they know me, but I did a lot of radio stuff as well. So they might know my voice. But but yeah, so when you're in a position like that, I loved my job. It was so good. But it is when you make a mistake and you don't have anything to go back to, when you fuck up that bad
Yeah,
that your career is done and some maybe not so good people are also kind of done with you. Um yeah, I just needed to leave somewhere where no one would look for me.
yeah,
And that included not connecting with people, basically, not
yeah,
getting to know anyone, not making friends, because that's always dangerous, right?
yeah, yeah. The more people you know, the more people you can disappoint.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And depending on who they are, that could be fatal. So,
Yes. Yeah, and that is something that, you know, also something that I've learned and gotten a little bit more used to, because one of the reasons why I left was because I knew somebody wanted me dead. Um, some bad people, and that not normal, not something that should ever happen to anyone.
yeah,
Um, no matter what your mistake has been, no matter how bad your fuck up was, but then I move here and I get taken hostage every fucking 5 minutes when I stand outside Senior Buns
yeah,
and nobody knows who I am. I don't have anyone who's got my back. Um, yeah, I mean, I still don't want to die, and I hate every moment of being taken hostage, but it's again one of those things. You just get kind of used to it.
yeah.
And it's just it rattles me to think about it, like how fucked up it is.
It's funny because sometimes when you get taken hostage, you do actually feel like your life is at risk. And then
Hmm.
other times, it's just not. It's like a different vibe.
Yeah.
Like you're just a tool. You're not,
Oh yeah.
you know. But
Yeah. That's what I feel as well, but that's when I always, take a quick glance at the gun that they're holding. And then you'll remember, like, yeah, if shit goes south,
Yeah.
I'm a pawn. I'm
Yeah.
worth nothing, even if they're being very nice, and even if they like you, they will shoot you if they have to.
Yeah, I keep my eye on the gun. That's
Mm-hmm.
uh that's just something I think my instinct makes me keep my eye on the gun. The
Mm-hmm.
other day, I saw someone at the gas station who we've only really texted each other before
Mm-hmm.
this, and I ran up to her to say hi, and the person in the passenger seat didn't like that, and suddenly there was a gun pointed at me, and also sort of the gas pump. So I backed away because I tend to work a lot on instinct in those situations, you know. So I just back away and get myself out of the situation. And well, it turns out it was just he was in a mood apparently, and I got apologized to. But I think a lot of people here, they're just kind of desensitized to how serious the guns are. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's a serious. If you're pointing it at someone, that's a threat.
Yeah.
And he was probably lucky that I liked the person he was with, because I didn't know him, and he pointed a gun at me, and I
Yeah.
would remember who he was next time when I had the upper hand, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's oh my God, it's one of the things that is still, after seeing how people handle themselves in this town, um it's still hard for me to wrap my head around how just grabbing a gun and pulling the trigger is ever a solution to anything.
Do people have a gun safety class that they take here?
I mean, no.
So they just
Uh
don't care.
no,
Yeah.
no. I mean, it is a yeah. I mean, it's a lot of ego, it's a lot of posturing, it's a lot of I don't know.
Feeling like a big man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
You
Yeah.
want to feel like you have the power. That's what guns are about, is power.
Yes, it
You
is
can
power, 100%.
take power over somebody's life from a distance, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to close the distance and put yourself in danger to take them out. You can
Yeah.
just, of course, if everyone has guns, that makes your advantage a little less, because then everyone can take you out from a distance. So
Yeah.
yeah, it just feels impersonal. It
Well, it is, yeah.
feels
It,
kind of
it
like
for
that
sure
fishing
is.
thing where people just aren't. They just don't care, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's also like the quick solution for an immediate issue. Or it looks like it, but it might not. I don't know. I don't know actually. Like, I'm talking about stuff that I don't really know. I just see people shooting, so like, you know,
Reckless.
more than yeah, recklessly. It feels like more than I don't know. I do not know who's calling me, so I will have to pick this up.
Go for it.
Hello? Hi. Okay. I am not. No, I'm at Liquid Library hiding from the storm. D Oh, okay. Okay, shit. Well, you need to make food probably right now. Okay? S Yeah. Okay, but it is probably you probably just got fired because we did a spring cleaning at the stall. We had a lot of inactive people, and sadly, some of you guys might have gotten, we got rid of you by accident. It happened to Marty, I think. So if you just send me your state ID, I will make my way to the food court and just rehire you so you can help out. It is not a big deal. It's and it shouldn't be scuff. It's an us problem. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean it might also be that, but the more likely option is that we by accident we fired you because no, like, yeah, the thing is, we might not recognize every name, you know. So I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'll. Okay, okay. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. No, let's take care of it right away. If you don't mind, just yeah, send me your name and your state ID. So then I can hire you back on and we'll get things figured. All right. Perfect. I'll make my way back to yeah, 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 for sure. All right, Gareth. I'll yeah. I will let you know when it's done. Okay, great. Have a good one. Bye. Okay.
All right,
If
let's
the
go get
storm
Gareth
isn't too
hired
bad.
back on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh boy. Yeah, we got rid of a bunch of people and sometimes it's just like we don't what is who is this? We don't know. Get rid of them.
Well, that's probably how it should work, but oh, someone
Yeah,
left
it's
the door wide open. There goes the rain.
let's see. Is it still awful outside? It uh-oh.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not great, but
no, but let's try. I'm gonna be careful. I promise.
slow and steady. Just win the
Yep.
race, turtle. Win the race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and seatbelt check, please.
Yeah, I got my seatbelt on.
Yeah, I think this car isn't as shit in the rain as my other one. It just slips and slides everywhere. I can't do anything in this weather. But this feels okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. It's a little
You
bit
got
more
this.
robust. Yeah. I'm notoriously bad at driving, so I
Yeah.
might still kill us
I-
both, but I'll do
I
my
was
best
thinking on
not
the
to.
way over there that I'm bad at driving, but you might win.
Yeah, I mean, I also, I don't want to say it, but I get a little distracted, and then
Yeah.
also headaches, but mainly I just don't drive. Like before I came to the city, I had a driver's license, but I hadn't driven a car in, I mean, over 10 years, I think.
Yeah.
So it is, yeah, a lot to learn
Yeah.
or relearn.
When I get up in the morning, unless it's raining like this, I just walk to Senior Buns.
Yeah.
That's just don't bother with my car. It's a short walk. It's not a bad.
It is,
big
yeah,
deal,
yeah, that's
you know?
true. Yeah.
Heck, I've walked back to the city from like Grapeseed before, so not
Oh,
a big
wow,
deal.
well,
Not a big deal to
that-
walk to Senior Buns.
Yeah, no, Senior Buns, that is close, but, Grapeseed? Okay, here we are. I did not crash into the wall this time, which is great.
All right, well, in my eyes, you did, but
Oh, shit. Well, never mind then. Never mind.
made you a liar.
Yeah. Oops. Oh.
It was nice hanging out, Saini.
Yeah, and for sure, let me know if you ever want to, I feel like have a, you know, a pretty solid group of civ friends. You know, they hang hang out a lot at the taco stand because a
Yeah.
lot of us work there. But sometimes if we, do something, I'll make sure to throw you an invite.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I know it's pretty tricky to, find people.
Well, it's hard to ingratiate yourself with a group. It's easier one-on-one.
Yes.
But like with a group, different strokes for different folks. Some people are gonna
Yeah,
like
for
you, some
sure.
people aren't. So
100%. Yeah, but I think you'd probably fit in pretty well. We have people are pretty chill.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, you can go get that guy hired so he can.
I will.
I
All
guess
right.
make his own food.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's some shouting going on. What the hell?
Well, Senior Buns.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, there they all are.
Huh.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.